Welcome to Spinal Life Takeaways, bite-sized segments jam-packed full of information. Today we're talking about spasticity.
Today we have Linda von Molker. She's our senior physiotherapist here at Spinal Life Australia, and she leads the Spasticity Clinic. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Katie. Hi.
So can you tell me, why did Spinal Life Australia start a Spasticity Clinic?
Yeah, so we just really saw a need with our clients that do struggle with spasticity, which is tightness in the muscle that's uncontrolled that can cause involuntary movements or even make it difficult to move your legs or your arms. And that can really interfere with everyday life, just making everyday things really hard. So we just wanted to help step into that gap, see if we can bring solutions to make that easier for them.
Okay, that's awesome.
So what are some of the long-term benefits of using Botox?
Yeah, so the whole idea of the Botox is once that muscle is in a more relaxed state, that will help if you were in a position where your legs are actually hard to move and it was hard to just open your legs to get dressed or even get your legs up onto the bed or even just for hygiene washing. So that will relax those muscles, make all of those movements harder, make it easier on yourself, and if your supports are assisting with that, it makes it much easier on them as well. If we're looking at somebody that has some movement, but that spasticity and the tone is really blocking that movement and making it harder, they can actually move a bit more freer with the active movement that is available. So that can help improve walking, it can help prevent falls, a whole different range of benefits that could have. And we've also had some people that actually report they have quite a big relief once they're more free from those spasms and the tone. So it has a pain relief effect as well for clients.
So we're really just helping people look towards a more relaxed body that's easier to move using your everyday tasks.
Exactly, very well said.
So Linda, people experience spasticity in different ways. Who is this clinic for?
So our clinic specifically is for clients with neurological conditions. So our clients with spinal cord injuries, but also who had strokes or traumatic brain injuries, and even clients with cerebral palsy or MS as well.
Okay,
Anybody
great.
who has that increased stiffness that's caused by neurological condition.
So it's really any type of spasticity?
It is any type of spasticity. There is a certain criteria that we need to look at. So when we look at spasticity, we look at the severity scale, which we call the modified Ashworth scale, which is a scale from 1 to 4. So the group we're really supporting is that group that has that more severe spasticity, which is a 3 or a 4.
If someone was looking at coming down to this clinic, what can they expect?
Yeah, so we do have a little bit of a procedure to follow. So to be able to be eligible for the spasticity clinic, we do need a referral from a GP. And from there, once we have that, we can make an appointment, first of all, with physiotherapy. So that would be with myself or with one of our other physios. The idea of that is that we can really hone in on what challenges the spasticity brings into people's lives and how we can overcome that. So we do a range of different measurements to see, as we spoke of, that intensity of the spasticity, how it interferes with daily life. But then it's also important to look at, if we do remove spasticity, is it maybe going to have a different impact on function? Because some people that have some movement but have that spasticity, if we take that spasticity away completely, we can actually impact that functional movement and make their lives even harder. So that's where the physio is crucial, to make sure we're helping with the spasticity part but not taking away anything that is helping them in their everyday life.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So it's very specific to each person, and their journey through this clinic is going to be very different.
Yeah, definitely.
So once a client has met the criteria and spent some time with you as a senior physiotherapist, what's the next step?
So from there, we'll organise a joint session between myself and the Rehab Physician. So in this appointment, it's to really brainstorm together as a team of which muscles we need to target, which are the areas that we really need to focus on, make sure we haven't missed anything on a medical side, and then also with that physio input, bringing that holistic view of how this is actually going to impact each client's just day-to-day life and how they're doing things.
Okay, so how about we have a bit of a listen from our rehab physician to find out what that will look like.
So I suppose after assessing you with Linda, we put together a treatment plan of which muscles we're going to inject. After reassessing you and making sure that your spasticity hasn't changed, we'll use an ultrasound probe in order to get images of the muscles we're trying to isolate to inject, and then we use a botulinum toxin, which is drawn up in normal saline, and inject that toxin into the muscles that we're trying to affect. And then essentially what happens after that is the toxin takes a few days to actually start working, and it reaches its maximal effectiveness kind of after about 2 weeks. And then we have another meeting with ideally all of your therapists to see what the effect of the toxin is and how effective it has been, so that we can keep planning as to what to do in the future. So the actual injection itself doesn't take very long. It's analogous to having an immunisation. It's just that we use the ultrasound probe in order to try and ensure that we're getting the right muscle.
So what are some of the benefits of coming to one of Spinal Life Australia's spasticity clinics?
Yeah, so I think what we offer is that real holistic approach, which is quite unique. And we can really make sure we get a full picture before we just jump in and change something for somebody, and that might not necessarily have the impact we're hoping for it to be. And what we also do is make sure once the client has received Botox, we really want to optimize that period the Botox is active. So our hope is that we can actually have some long-term effects, even though the Botox only lasts 3 to 6 months. While it's active, we work really hard in physio to stretch those tight muscles. If there's any active movement in the opposing muscles, we strengthen them, that if some of the tone comes back once the Botox wears off, they can actually be a little bit stronger to hopefully work through that spasm, having less interference with the actual planned movement they are doing.
That really is holistic. So even after your appointment, during those 6 months, you're still fully supported by your physiotherapist.
Definitely. So we work out a plan, we work together with you and your own supports to make sure we really optimize that period we have when the Botox is active, to make sure you know which stretches to do at home. If you need some assistance, we make sure somebody's around that can help you with that. And we keep our regular check-ins and have a 6-week follow-up just to see how it's been going. Has it worked? Should we tweak something? Should we change something? That we know with the next round that we really hone in more and more specifically to assist our clients.
That's fantastic. So then there's really good feedback for the physician as well. It's a full circle.
Yeah, no, that's the benefit of working in a team setup.
When it comes to being able to fund something like this, what things should I be taking into consideration?
Yes, so obviously we approach each person with their individual circumstances. So we have a look at the therapy stream, the medical stream, or the rehab physician, and then the actual medication or Botox. Mm-hmm. So we can provide each client with what they'll be eligible for. So if they ring up and make a consultation, they'll be provided with the price list, exactly what can be covered for them and by who. And they can potentially use their funding. If they already have therapy funding through NDIS or NISQ, any funding body, that can be utilised for that as well.
Excellent. So there's the 3 different areas that need to be taken into consideration, and it will be different for each person what will be managed.
Yeah, depending on their funding and also depending on whether they met that criteria we spoke on.
Okay. Linda, thank you so much for sharing so much information about our Spasticity Clinic. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
If you're interested about the Spasticity Clinic and want to know more information, please get in contact with our customer engagement team, or you can jump on our website, spinal.com.au.